What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 things that I stopped buying to make more money. Not only will these things cut out a ton of wasted time in your life that you can be using for other productive activities, and you'll be surprised these will actually save you hundreds if not thousands of dollars per year. And they did for me because I didn't understand how much they were adding up over time. And the first one that we're going to be talking about today is subscriptions. You honestly don't need all those streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, HBO, or even Amazon Prime if you're not using it. A lot of people, including me, will forget that I even have these many subscriptions per month. Mainly what I did was stop using those streaming services and just stick to YouTube. A lot of these subscriptions have also raised their prices over the past couple of years, and I promise you, if you go through your statements, there's going to be subscriptions that you forgot you even had. So I highly recommend that you guys do a little bit of digging and realize a lot of them aren't even necessary. Now, going on to number 2, we have fast food or eating out. Now, this is an absolutely huge thing, especially for a lot of Americans, and this is because of the convenience of it at the expense of someone's health. A lot of people are super busy with their lives, whether it's going to work or school, and they simply do not have a ton of time to cook their own food. I do recommend that you guys learn how to cook a handful of good meals and try to prepare the food earlier on in the week. That way you can sort of have meal prep throughout the week and not have to worry about cooking at the last minute or eating super late. And on top of this, I don't know if you guys get this too, but I get food comas every single time I eat fast food, and it's absolutely terrible because it ruins the rest of the day and I just want to go to sleep. This combined with all the extra salt, fat, and preservatives and fast food, obviously you can see how this can be very unproductive for your life. Now, going on to number 3, we have cars. Now, this one is actually a very huge one for me because I like cars, I like modifying cars, and the mistake that I made was buying one that I actually didn't need when I already had another car. I sort of bought a sporty Lexus that needed a lot more maintenance and care than I previously expected as compared to my Toyota, which was super cheap to maintain and I didn't have to worry about at all. I ended up spending another $3,000 to $4,000 on top of what I got the car for within 2 years, mainly because of how expensive the parts were and how hard it was to actually work on the vehicle. So if it's not absolutely necessary for you guys, you don't need to have that extra car in your garage just for fun, because not only do you have to worry about maintenance, you have to worry about your car note and insurance on a monthly basis. So just stick to that car that you have now that's helping you get to A to B, and just wait maybe 1 to 3 years before you find that next car. Now, going on to number 4 is business investments. Now, this was an absolutely huge thing for me in I think 2021 or 2020. I invested into a handful of different things within like crypto and DAO that I didn't really understand, and I lost my money. I feel like a lot of people do that when they get into this space, or even like stock trading. They just dump their money into things that people are saying are starting to do well or that they should put their money in without doing their proper research into understanding why this would be a good investment. Like, there are tons of different cryptos out there in the world that don't really make sense and they just pop up like Dogecoin, but don't actually have any practical or have real world use long term. So if you guys are going to be putting your money into something, just make sure that you guys fully understand it and that it actually makes sense to make money with. An example would be like Tesla stock a couple of years ago, or AI. Now, going on to number 5 is the newest tech, newest iPhone, newest console, you name it. It is absolutely crazy to me how people spend money on the new iPhones every single year. These phones literally cost thousands of dollars, and people think that just because they're doing a monthly plan that it's just fine and dandy. Like, now I'm so conscious about my money, I don't even go out to try to buy the new games or new gaming consoles because it really isn't necessary at the end of the day unless it's an actual passion or need of yours. Like, I still have a PlayStation 4 and I have yet to buy a PlayStation 5 or a gaming PC, mainly because I don't even play video games anymore at all, and it will just be money out the door for something that I don't even use. Another example would be like the iPhone 14. I don't need that. I have an iPhone X and I'm happy with that. It has a good camera, it has good features that I can use on a daily basis, and that's all I'm worried about. I don't need anything extra. Now, going on to number 6 is paid courses, you guys. Nowadays, there's so much free videos and free tutorials on YouTube that you on how to start a business, and there's different tutorials and how-tos on basically how to do anything, that there really isn't something like special about a paid course unless you just want to support that person, or if they're offering a one-on-one mentorship that actually can change a lot. Because mentorships are more like over your shoulder help, it's a lot easier for you guys to see results with that as compared to doing just a paid course where you're just watching a video and you're on your own. And really, at the end of the day, the best way that you guys are going to learn is just by doing it and experiencing it. There's no amount of money in videos that you guys can watch that can replace experience and actually being in the trenches to learn. It would just be like taking a video course or watching YouTube videos on how to skydive, but you're not actually going to know how to skydive and experience what it's like until you actually go do it. Now, going on to number 7, we have buying brand names, and this is so huge because I made this mistake before. An example would be like Apple products, Starbucks, you got branded clothing, people buy like Versace, Gucci. You guys don't need those types of things, I promise you. Like even nowadays, I still go thrift shopping just to find some decent clothes, because you really have to ask yourself as to why you're buying these products. You're not really buying the product, you're buying the brand for it. And once you understand that, you'll get a lot better understanding on how to save money. Like for Starbucks, you're spending $5 for a cup of coffee. They even have food or like sandwiches that cost $5, and you're spending $10 for a cup of coffee and a small sandwich. Or what you can do is go to your local Walmart, buy a bag of coffee beans, grind up your own coffee, and now you're spending like 5 cents per cup as opposed to $5 per cup for a cup of coffee in the morning. And people don't understand this. Like this adds up over time. Just think about all the times that you stop by Starbucks before you go to work, and that just adds to your monthly bills like crazy. Like an example for me is that I have an Apple phone and an Apple computer, and I mainly just bought it because of the simplicity and not really because of the storage or how fast it was. And I realized that there were a ton of different options that were half the price that were a lot better. So you sort of have to be brand conscious of what you're buying, and I promise you guys you can save a ton of money. Now going on to number 8 is holiday gifts. Now this is something that I'm personally working on as well because it just feels good to me to buy gifts for other people during the holiday season. But if you guys have a lot of friends and a big family, you're gonna be spending multiple hundreds of dollars just at that time of the year. And what I recommend that you guys do is to stick to a certain budget of what you're willing to spend on Christmas presents and don't try to overdo it. And even if you can actually make something for them by finding stuff around their house or just by giving them something, that'll save you a lot of money. And don't feel obligated to give people gifts, especially if you don't know them that well or they're not accustomed to giving you gifts too. Now going on to number 9 is the movie theater. Now going to the movie theater isn't the problem. The problem is the snacks, you guys. There will be movie theaters that'll charge like $6-7 for a movie ticket, but charge $15 to $20 for popcorn and a drink. And you have to understand that these movie theaters are specifically designed to make you want to buy snacks, whether that's previews in the video or just making the entire movie theater smell like popcorn. Now this is kind of messed up with what I recommend that you guys do, but hey, me and my family have been doing it for years, is sneak in your own snacks. Don't be afraid to hide some Capri Suns or like a bag of Skittles in your pockets, because they're not going to be checking those as long as they're not showing when you walk into the theater. Now number 10 is living with roommates or even staying at home. Especially nowadays, rent and pricing for basically everything has been super inflated. So unless it's absolutely necessary for you to live by yourself or even to move out, I highly recommend just saving your money, because rent takes up a lot of your monthly income. And I wouldn't try to find a place by yourself until you're absolutely ready, or the income that you're bringing in on a monthly basis is at least 3 to 5 times your monthly rent. By doing this, I promise you guys are going to be able to save a ton of money, and you'll be very surprised at the end of the year. With that being said, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video and got a ton of value out of it. And those are the top 10 things that you guys need to start doing in order to save thousands of dollars on a yearly basis. So if you guys like videos like these, be sure to subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.